Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, you're welcome. This is From the Heart with AB. Here we discuss faith, relationship, womanhood and lifestyle. Today we are going to continue what singlehood is all about and how to manage your singlehood. And I'll still like our guests to introduce themselves again. So I'm going to start this time around from my right.
Hello, I'm Miss Tamlan Courage. I'm into graphic designing, content writing, and yes, I just like writing because it's the way I get in touch with my inner self. I just enjoy writing.
Wisdom Vanessa, career woman, businesswoman, entrepreneur.
So today we're going to be talking about the things we should do while we are in our waiting season. Of course, we cannot just sit like that and then we're just waiting for somebody to come and marry us. Or as a brother, I cannot just sit like that and waiting to find a sister that you go and marry. No, there are things that we should be doing in that season of waiting, and these are the things that we are going to be sharing here today. So I'm going to start with Courage.
Okay, I think the first and most important thing to do while you're waiting is to find God and find purpose.
Wow.
And to also live how do I say it? To live a pure life. Now there's a difference between, most often we associate purity to virginity. Some people think that, oh, I just need to keep my virginity and just wait. It's a good thing, don't get me wrong, it's very nice, but you need to live pure. Purity talks about not only your body, it talks about your mind and your spirit. Because some people may be
your character.
Yes, some people may be pure in the body, but if you should have a glimpse of what is going on in their minds, you will run. Some people, their minds are dirty.
Yeah.
Like when Jesus says that, I tell you that if you only look at a woman lustfully, you are already sin. Some people have sinned in their minds until every day they do it in their minds, every day in their minds, every day. So it's like it's a time when you need to live pure. Find God, build a relationship with God, build a relationship with the Holy Spirit, find yourself, meet your own self. I think that's the most important thing we should be doing while we are single. Because it's, like we said before, it's how much of yourself that you've met that you can truly meet another person.
Yeah.
So if you've not known yourself, if you've not met yourself, if you've not met God,
there is a problem. There's a problem. Seriously, a problem. Yes, that's true. Because even in your marriage, there are some principles that are going to be, in fact, every principle which is going to operate in your home should be based on Christ. And so, if you have not met Christ, like you earlier said, it's obviously going to be difficult for you, first to manage the singlehood in which you are, and then second to manage your home, third to manage your children. So you discover that there's just a lot to even manage.
Yes, there's a lot to manage. And a lot to
yes, if you have not found Christ, if you have not had a relationship with Christ, if you have not understood yourself or discovered yourself or made yourself, you discover that it's really going to be a lot for you. It's going to be a lot for you, and you cannot also get into marriage when you have not discovered yourself, like you've said. You may marry and fulfill your husband's purpose
and not yours.
And that is where the incompletion is even going to be very vocal for you, because at some point you get to start complaining and feeling that you're making your husband happy. He's not making you happy, but you are the one from the onset who did not even make yourself happy because you are not discovered your purpose. You didn't know who you were even before you got married. So that completion already was, or there was an inferiority complex somewhere from the very beginning. So I think that discovering yourself and also knowing who you are in Christ, and knowing Christ is, for me, that's what we should be doing while waiting.
And also there is something about the being single too, in knowing yourself, is a time when you set certain values, certain goals,
boundaries,
and set certain boundaries that will go a long way to help you in marriage. Because, for example, there are cases where people are single, they are not yet married, but they are I say jump here, jump for there.
Yeah.
You're doing jump here, jump there. And you may just think that no, I'm doing it now that I'm single. When I get married, you're already building a system in your
character.
subconscious.
Yes.
When you get married, you see that thing may just lie dormant for a while, and then one day you're just going to
Just
wake up
come
like
out,
bitch, and yes. So it's also time to set your values and set your principles, right?
Well, that's right. You have anything to add on top?
Yeah, I so much love this thing of self-discovery, like yourself, because when you don't discover yourself, you find yourself living another person's life.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's why you see some women today in marriage, they feel like my husband don't want me to go out, my husband don't want me, because they did not set that pace at the beginning. Like when a man meets you, like a career woman, the man should know that I'm getting married to a career woman. You should not come and discover a career woman in the house.
In the house.
So I feel that when you are single, build that thing, that reason why you were born, build it before getting married. Even if you cannot build, at least you should discover it so that the man should come to help you to grow. And that's why a woman is in the house, the wife will even ask her, what about the children? What about this? She have nothing to contribute because she's just dormant.
Nothing to give.
And she's just there to make the babies. Like some people will say,
A baby machine.
Yeah, baby making machine. So we don't want to get to that extent. But as a single woman, invest in yourself, build yourself, make yourself who you want to be in your husband's house. Your husband will not make you. Make yourself first.
Wow. I think that's a nice one.
Yeah, that one is so powerful. It's the first and most pertinent. Then the second thing I want to add for a woman, you need to service. I so much love this point that
For both men and women.
For
Not
both
only for
genders.
women.
you know when I mean service, it means you serve God when you're still young. Like Ecclesiastes said, serve the Lord when you're still young. You serve human, because when you're married, there are a lot of things that you cannot do. You cannot do, because you will not be traveling. For example, in CYF, you will not be able to go to those sleep in church, travel. But when you are single, if you don't do that, you find yourself. That's why I see some people, if you don't get married to the man in church, they have an issue in their house concerning the activities.
Yeah.
Because when you were single, you could not do that. But you find yourself in marriage, is disturbing you. So I believe serve God as much as you can. Do it with all joy. Don't give an excuse, because in marriage you have a lot of excuses. And to serve him, it's time to serve others. Because when you're married, people will feel like it's somebody's wife. I cannot just send the person, or the person cannot do this thing.
Yeah.
But that is the right time for you to serve people.
Yeah.
So people should accommodate people at that time. Because when you marry, so many people will not have the opportunity. Like, it's somebody's wife. Cannot, like, I be here. We used to, but now there's a boundary for me to. She cannot serve me the way she used to serve me, because she's already serving another person.
Another higher priority.
Yeah, she has a higher priority. So it cannot be the same.
Yes.
So service as a single person, take service so important.
Yeah.
After you discover yourself, learn to serve. I think it will help.
That's true. That's true. Talking about service for me is really a lot, because first, marriage is an assignment that God has given each and every one of us. So you cannot be doing an assignment without serving. It's impossible. So we should start nurturing it from our singlehood. We learn how to serve, so that you don't have those difficulties when you get married, because you have to serve your husband, you have to serve your in-laws, your children. And if that boundary has not been established, you'll find it very difficult to adapt, or you're going to complain, or you feel like there is a lot of work. You just, there will be a lot for you to do, and you don't know how to go about it. So the service is just a lot. And also serve even in the house of God. Marriage comes with a lot of other activities added to it. For instance, while you're single, if you have to be going to church every time, you don't have a problem. Nothing is stopping you from going to church. Nothing is stopping you from going to sweep in church. Nothing is stopping you from serving in the choir. Nothing. You just have a lot, and you don't have restrictions around. The moment you get married, maybe you have to, you can go to church, you go and sweep, but it will not be as like when you were single. Because I just give a simple example. You're a how do they call it? You are just put to birth. You will not leave a very tender baby
Baby at
to
home, yeah.
to go to church. You understand? So there are some things that is not voluntary that will come up, or which are going to be coming frequently, but it's not a voluntary act. So you need to find that satisfaction, and you need to feel that why in the days of my singlehood I was able to serve God, and now if I cannot give that service in the house of God or to my friends, to my family, is because I have other responsibility. But I'm not saying that getting married now you have to stop serving humanity. No, you keep doing it, but now the only issue is that you have another or other responsibilities which have added, which will just be a small hindrance. Like I said, if you are a nursing mother, you not leave a 1 day old child in the house, maybe to go and sweep the church, or to eat. There are some things that will really not be very possible. Yes, so I think that's for service is really a plus. In our singlehood, we should give into service to God, to the church, in every way we can, in our finances, in our time, in our presence, in everything.
Okay, another aspect of singleness is your personal devotion to God. That's service. How you're serving God personally. Because there is, I think, for lack of a better word, there's corporate service. There's personal service. Your corporate service is
most of the
church,
examples we give.
Yes, you're serving with church. And there's now your personal service.
That's right.
What are you doing in terms of your prayer, in terms of studying the word, in terms of even still building yourself in God? So all of it is service. If you're just a new mom, you have a newborn babies cry throughout, you can no longer start investing in midnight prayer. Your baby cannot be crying and you're praying. It doesn't even make sense.
Spirit of crying in you.
It's not even logical. Like I've watched many YouTubers who were YouTubers when they were single and then they got married. They always give that point of, once you get married, the same way the Bible says that when someone gets married, you now have God and your spouse to serve. When you get married, you no longer have yourself. You cannot just up and say, oh, like today I can just wake up, I'm going to Van's place to spend it. When I'm married, I cannot just up and went.
You see,
I cannot just.
It's different now.
I cannot just up and went.
Not up again to come back.
Yes.
There's no way.
Even in prayer, sometimes, and even when you're married, but from what I understand about marriage, even if when you're married, if you want to go on a prolonged fast, 1 week,
of course,
you
have to
need your spouse's consent.
That's it.
You cannot just wake up and you're like,
even the Bible says it.
This month is 30 days fast, and my husband can. And then another thing too is, I think it still falls a little bit under. Does it fall under service? Like explore.
It's yourself, discover yourself.
I don't know. Some of us don't like going out, even when they come and drag us from the house. We don't want to. But when you have the opportunity, go out, have fun, network, meet people. Like they always say that there are the fundamental ways we learn is traveling, meeting new people, and reading books. If you have the time, even if you don't like reading books, just try. Read books, travel when you can, meet people, have fun, and live in the moment. Don't be, baby, today we go out and we are having fun, and then you are thinking, but if I was really married, maybe the fun would have been going that way. You're not enjoying the fun of the now. You're thinking of something that's your mind is elsewhere. And then now when you get married, we think, when I was single, I would have really enjoyed that fun. Now you're regretting.
That day that we went out, like, if I knew.
Now that I'm married, I cannot really be going out with my friends. So whatever, find joy in every moment. Make it an assignment to, whether it is prayer, find joy in that moment of prayer and enjoy it. Whether it is service, find joy in that moment and enjoy it. Anything you're doing, find joy and enjoy it is very important.
Nice one.
So you're not living in retrospect of if I knew that time I would have, if I knew that time, it doesn't really.
Just to add in that point, like yourself, I think attending seminars, meet people who are already there to have that experience, because a network is one of the best, because as a when you're married, you know there's the level of networking that you are limited to, but as a youth, In order to get there, or as a single person, you need to network. You need networking. You need to know people who have already been there, know people who already have experience. Like now, Abi will tell me, it's true, 80% of marriage things I already know because
Yes,
Abi already has an
exactly.
idea. I already know that even I have a situation, I know that I'll come and ask Abi, is it how marriage works? Even when a man is talking to me, I'll come and ask her, how do you know when a man is about to
Serious.
pop in the question?
Yes.
So you need to have those people already with that mind around you, network with them, know what it's all about before get into it. And the highest part of that, most of us singles, reading Cameroonians. Let's read books about marriage. If you think that marriage, read about marriage. You cannot just go in something that blank. You don't know what it's all about. Know what you are getting into. So that some of the things should not be strange. Should not be like that. Some of us will just feel like I almost married a man, but you don't know what to do to get there. So it's always good to invest in ourselves. Attend seminars, workshops, a lot of things that will build your mind. Going and marry, you don't have that time. They cannot tell you that there's a seminar at 9 a.m. It's rare for you to be there at that time because you have to clean the house, make breakfast, the children. So, and there are seminars for levels. If you skip the one for single, you're not gonna learn from the one for marriage. You need, there's a base, a foundation. You climb the ladder as you go ahead.
Wow. So another thing a lot of us forget is the fact that we don't want to even build ourselves, like we earlier said, because you cannot desire to marry, for instance, somebody who is quiet and you're a talkative. How do you want to balance it? So it takes you to build yourself a lot so that the person you're going to marry is who you are. Like you cannot marry who you are not. You have to start with yourself. You need to be prayerful in order to marry somebody who is prayerful.
Marry a pastor. Yes, to marry a pastor, you need
you need to have the grace of a mommy pastor. So if you don't start building those character in you, for instance, okay, you want to marry a pastor, but you're not building the character of a pastor's wife, how will you help the church? How do you help when people want to come and complain that this is how my life is, or this is it? It means that the moment somebody comes and complains, you not even continue, you just spread the news. So there are some characters that pastors' wives or spouses have that we should all have. So if you desire to marry a pastor, you should inculcate those habits. You should groom yourself or build up yourself or nurture yourself to be what you want.
Or any public figure. You need to always be appearing good because they always present you. So,
yeah.